Today we're going to talk all about the equipment that we've used to get to 5,000 subscribers on YouTube, including cameras, drones, editing software. We're going to talk about the pros and the cons of each one of the pieces of equipment that we use. We'll leave a link in the description of all the items in case you want to check them out for yourself or in case you want to purchase one. Let's get started. The first camera we're going to talk about today is the Canon SX730HS. And the reason we're going to talk about it first is because it's our main vlogging camera. We use this almost everywhere where we shoot. So the pros of this camera is it has high quality, the picture is really good, the price is not bad at around $350, kind of depending on where you buy it. We got ours on Amazon and we did the bundle, which I'll talk about here in a second. So more of the pros is it has the flip screen, which I like, because when you're vlogging you can see yourself and make sure that you stay in frame, which is a plus for us, because we have, before we got a camera like this, we did some shooting and then you go back and watch it and you cut your head off or you cut part of your body off and you have to go reshoot the whole thing. So we like the flip screen. It does really well in low light, so we like that feature too. We've been at the beach at night, almost sunset, and we turn this thing on, it almost looks like it's still daylight outside, so that's good. It has great stability, so even if you're bouncing around a little bit, it's not going to show that jostling that you get on some of the lesser expensive cameras. And the other thing we like about it is it's super small. So this thing, when it's turned off and the lenses are in, you can put this thing right in your pocket, nothing big or bulky to get in your way when you're vlogging out in public. You can take this thing almost anywhere. So let's talk about the cons of this camera really quick. One of the cons is there's no external mic port, so you can't use an external microphone for this. You can't get one of the big booms, and you can't get the wireless because it just doesn't have the plug for that. So that's one of the things. Now, I said that this camera was good in low light. That is true for natural light, but this camera doesn't do as well in low artificial light. In low artificial light, you'll get some of that grainy stuff, so not really a fan of that. One of the other cons of this camera is when you have something screwed in, like a tripod or something, you cannot access the battery or the SD. The battery or the SD is under this little thing here, so when you have something screwed in, you just can't access it. So that's not a huge deal. You just have to take it off the tripod if you have to change batteries or SD cards if you run out of juice or out of storage. So other than that, it's really good. Like I said, we did the bundle, and the bundle is about $350 on Amazon. And it comes with a little tripod, a case, a charger, an extra battery, and I think it's just worth it just for the extra battery, because the extra battery itself is $50 extra. But for the price and for what you get for this camera, we've been vlogging with this camera for about 2 years now, and we've had no issues. I've even dropped it a couple of times. It's not broken. It's really sturdy camera. So for the price, the SX730HS is a good camera to vlog with. All right, the next camera we're going to talk about is the Fujifilm XP120 Fine Pix camera, and this is actually the camera we started with vlogging. And we started because we really didn't know if this was something we were going to pursue or keep doing, and this camera only cost 120 bucks, and so it was a good place to start. You can buy it for about 120 bucks on Amazon, like I said, and it comes with a charger and a battery, which is enough if it's not going to be your main vlogging camera. And since it's not our main vlogging camera anymore, just one battery and a charger is fine. If you're going to use it for your main vlogging camera, I do recommend getting extra batteries. What we use this camera mostly for now is adverse conditions. So if it's like raining or storming, because this is shockproof and waterproof, we can take this with us and we don't have to worry about it ruining our equipment. I've even had this thing completely underwater. I've jumped into swimming pools with this and it still works fine. It is completely waterproof. All right, let's talk about the pros and the cons of this camera. First pro is pretty good quality. I actually shot the footage of me talking about the Canon camera with this camera, so you can see the quality there and kind of get an idea of how good it is. It is shockproof, so if you drop it, it's not going to just destroy it. And the best pro is it's only 120 bucks. So if you do mess it up, I mean, it's only 120 bucks. It has a little port right here, and you can see in there, that's the little rubber gasket that keeps all the water out. Inside there is your battery and your SD card compartment. Another pro is you can get to that compartment even if this thing is on a tripod, because you screw it in on the bottom right there. So that's good. The cons is it's a little bit lower quality when you start zooming in, as is true with every camera, but this one really gets pretty pixelated the further that you zoom in, so it's really going to be better for close-up type stuff. It does take really good still images. We've done that before. It's not super great in low light, and the stabilization is not super great either. You have to keep this camera pretty still or you'll get a decent little shake there. And the other con, which is the biggest con for me, is it doesn't have the flip screen, and that's just the nature of having a waterproof or water resistant camera, is you can't have the flip screen, so when you're vlogging you can't see yourself, so you don't know if you're completely in the frame or not. But all in all, pretty good camera. The next camera we're going to talk about is the Dragon Touch Action Cam 4K. It's a pretty cool little camera. What we use this mostly for is for time lapses. It has several settings on there. It's like a 2-second, 5-second, 10-second, 30-second setting. So depending on what type of a time lapse that you want to do, it's great. And for the 40 bucks, around 40 bucks, you get a ton of accessories and cool stuff that you can hook this to, and mounts and all kinds of cool stuff. It comes with this little case that makes it waterproof if you want to dunk it underwater. So that's the pros, is the price and the accessories. It's pretty decent quality. Other than the audio is not great, but it is decent. Unless you're inside of this waterproof case, then the audio is not great at all. So you probably just want to use that for like underwater B-roll or something like that. But a pretty good camera, and for the price, man, you can't beat it. 40 bucks. We jokingly called it our No Pro, but it's a pretty cool little camera. The next camera we are going to talk about is my favorite, and that is our DJI Spark. This is our drone. Like I said, it's a DJI Spark, and it'll come in around 500 bucks depending on what you want to get with it. For the 500 bucks, you're going to get the drone and you're going to get the remote with just the one single battery that comes with the drone. So that's about all you're going to get for 500 bucks. We went and we bought the upgraded Fly More package, which comes with a multi-battery charger. It comes with a couple of cases that you can put your stuff in, blade guards, replacement blades, extra battery, and then of course it comes with the remote control too. And you see your phone just goes right into the bottom right here, and then you can see on your phone where you're flying. So let's talk about the pros and the cons of the DJI Spark. The pros first is this thing is super easy to fly. It'll almost fly itself. It's high quality images that you get on here. It does have sensors in the front, so it's not going to let you fly into things, but there's no sensors in the back. So if you fly it backwards into something or above, it will crash. So that's why we recommend you get DJI Care, which is the insurance program through DJI, and it lets you wreck it a couple of times a year at full replacement. I think it's about 40 bucks a year for that. So for us, when we first bought that, it was very worth it. We didn't crash, but it's just peace of mind when you invest. You know, we did the Fly More package, which was about 630 bucks, and so when you invest 630 bucks, if you crash it first flight out, you want to make sure you have that insurance, because you know, you just fly with more confidence when you have the insurance. Like I said, it's high quality resolution. It has great features. So it has like a come home feature. If you're flying too far out and you're going to run out of battery, it'll automatically come home. If you run into other issues, if it loses signal, it'll automatically come back to right where you took off from. So super cool. It's pretty hard to destroy, but it can be done. So like I said, if you're going backwards, you're going up, you can crash into stuff. So one of the cons is the gimbal. If you can see the gimbal here, that gimbal goes up and down, but it doesn't go left to right. So you have to actually fly the drone to the left or to the right to pan to the left and the right. But there's a feature on the remote that will let you move that gimbal up and down via remote. So that's one of the cons, but really not super bad. And for the price, compared to other drones, really good. So recommend the DJI Spark. Well, the next camera we're going to talk about is the camera that we use on our laptop. It's our webcam that we use when we go live. And I'm going to throw up an image on the screen here of what it looks like on Amazon, and you'll see that the logo is not the same, and that's because I guess the brand changed. But I knew it was the same one that I bought because it said on the thing that it was one of my recent purchases. So I know it's the same one. It's pretty cool. It has good quality, good audio, so we don't even use an external mic when we go live. And if you want to check out the quality, you know, just go watch one of our recent live events, and you can see the quality of it. It's wide angle, so everything fits in the screen really well. It clipped right onto the top of your laptop right there, and as soon as it comes on, it gives you the options to select this camera to be your main camera. And it does have a manual zoom, so or focus, so you can spin this to get it to the right quality that you need. And it's about 60 bucks on Amazon, so not terrible. Actually a pretty good price for the quality that it is and the amount of times that we use it. So the next thing I want to talk about is the editing software that we use, and we've been using the same editing software since we started our YouTube channel, and we use Wondershare 9 by Filmora, and it's about $70 for the paid version. You can get a free version, but it has a watermark, and you don't really want the watermark on there. So for $70, you get everything you need. You get lifetime updates. Every time they do an update, you turn your computer on, they'll push those updates to you as long as you're online. So any kind of new transitions, filters, all that good stuff, it'll get added into your software. So the pros and the cons. The pro is it's super easy to use. We were looking for something that was, like I said, we were beginners, so we didn't know what we were even really doing, and it's really easy to use. And they have a YouTube channel that is specifically dedicated to show you how to use a lot of these features. So if you don't know, they have tutorials that you can look up online. And so it's very professional looking. The transitions, the filters, the music, the text, it all is really professionally done when you have your end product, and we're always really satisfied with the way it comes out. So the con is that you can only upload it for one device. So you pay your 70 bucks, you put it on your laptop, and if you ever buy another laptop, you have to purchase the editing software again, which it sounds like a con, but really, I mean, we've been using this software for 2 years now, and so if you do the math, over 2 years for 70 bucks, a little less than $3 a month, which is great for the quality of the editing software that you get. So if you add all that up together, it's about 1,300 bucks. That sounds like a lot, but half of that is a drone, and let's face it, you don't really need a drone for your channel, just something cool to have. So you can get started for pretty cheap on YouTube, and these are not even the least expensive items that you can get. So it doesn't break the bank to get the equipment that you need, and I mean, eventually if you stick with it and you do good and you grow, you're gonna make that back and then eventually get better equipment. We're already talking about upgrading some of our equipment. If we do, we'll certainly share that with you. So I know we didn't cover everything because there's so much detail, and really could have done a video on each one of these pieces of equipment, but that would have been a forever video, and kind of wanted to keep it short and just kind of highlight the pros and the cons. So if you have any questions, specific questions about any of the items that we talked about, leave them in the comments below. Be happy to answer those for you. If you want any of those, all the links to all that stuff will be in the description of the video below. So go check on those, go click on those links and check those things out. Like we do at the end of all of our videos, we're going to honor a fallen hero. Appreciate you watching. We'll see you next time.